Welcome to the Isle of Man Manx Grand Prix, and boy, we can't wait to share the content that's going to be coming your way in and around the event.
2 wheels and a 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, there's going to be plenty of racing coming your way. But we're going to cover as much as the people in and around that racing.
Maybe what about the Manx Grand Prix? Oh, crikey, that's what's up there in the stratosphere, you know.
Sounds and the smells, hey?
Oh, it's like nothing else. Get the Castrol R going again. And
you need a stepping stone. And the Manx is a good stepping stone.
Laps. We've got legends flying over from all over the place that were made at this great event. And of course, we've got entertainment. There's all sorts going on around the island. So we're going to share as much of that as we possibly can with you.
Fantastic to be back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashport Racing RT45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. Two-wheeling classics, relive the passion. Welcome back to the Manx Grand Prix 2024, where they are about to get that junior race going once again for just 2 laps this time. The last race was red flagged, but now they're going to get racing again for just 2 laps around the mountain course. So you can see they're all rolling up to the grid, heading up to the start line, getting ready to go again. How the devil are you? Off we go again.
Yeah, I'm alright, enjoying it. Shame it got cut short, but yeah, it's going alright. It's nice and sunny. A couple of wet patches, but yeah, just ready to get it finished. I want to get to that checker flag. I want to see a checker flag.
And how did the pit stop go?
Good, we were quick. So I've got a 20 litre fuel tank on that, so it was only a splash and dash. We were debating this morning whether to bother with fuel at all, or run the risk and just stop, foot down and go again. I thought, I'm not that bothered about a result. I'm out, just want to finish. So I thought, just to make sure that I get to the end, put a litre or 2 in. So literally, as quickly as we could stop, get my hands off, cap off, throw 2 seconds, back on and go again. So I passed someone who passed me earlier on. I passed him back in the pits, and then he passed me again. I can't remember where, but halfway on the way towards Balacry-ish, and that's when we got stopped at red flag. So I was following him and another lad. So yeah, just want to carry on doing the same thing.
Good. Enjoy it then. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Right, go outside, everyone. Thanks. Okay. It's a legend, that is, Mr. John McGuinness. How you doing?
Good, yeah. Lethargic, lazy at the minute. I've just been eating, drinking, not riding much, but yeah, it's the same for everybody. It's just, bikes are good. All my bikes have been great in practice. Done quite a few laps, to be fair, as well, so hopefully we can carry on and not have any bad luck in the race. But ready for tonight's race. Bike sat behind me a bit and ready to go, so hopefully we'll get a 3-lap sprint tonight.
So you've just been showing me a picture there.
Well, my mate's boarding for me just at Gwen's, just out of Balafon. He's just, he's just sent me a message. It starts with P, and a couple of messages in there as well. Down, that's what he said. So, yeah, it looks like, I don't know. I've done a lot of TTs and a few Manxes and classics, and I've never known one like it. It's so frustrating, but nothing we can do. We're just waiting. We can't win the lap. We can change your knickers, but not the weather.
And tell us about the machines that you are on. Have you got any particular favourite then that you're taking out there on the course?
I've got 2 bikes this week. I've got Roger Winfield's pattern, which I absolutely adore. It's absolutely brilliant.
Sorry guys, but we're going to have to put in a 15-minute delay. A 15-minute delay. We have started to have some light showers over on the west side of the course, and we just need to know how significant these may become. So 15-minute delay. I'll come back to you as soon as I can with an updated weather report for you.
I definitely wouldn't want Gary or Johnny's job in that tower. They can't do right for wrong, bless them. But yeah, and the pattern, Roger's pattern, I've ridden it since whenever it started, the classic TT, whenever that was. So I've ridden it every year since then. I missed it in 17 because I got injured. But lovely little bike. It's absolutely gorgeous thing to ride. It's really fast, really nice to ride. And I've got a little 350 which I've never ridden before. I had to change down going up Crosby, change down from 6th to 5th for it to pull me up the hill. It feels really slow, but I think they're all slow, but really good fun to ride. It reminds me of when I was learning around here on the small stuff like little 2-strokes where you just keep behind the screen and just try and keep the momentum up. But 2 lovely bikes, 2 great bikes that have kept going. I've got some good friends with me that are working on it. Different vibe to the TT. Obviously, TT is super pressure. Big lots of expectation with the factory Honda. But this, we're just sort of chilled. But I'm not saying I don't want to win it. I want to win that 500 race. I got beat last year. I got beat by last year by Dean. So Dean Harrison nailed me. So I need to get it back.
Well, I wish you all the best. Thanks for chatting to us. Cheers, John. So the bikes, everyone is up there ready to go. The start will be happening very, very soon. We're just a few minutes away. Yeah, we've got 6 minutes before they head out. So we'll have a little wander around there. But you can see in the assembly area, there's not actually many people around. Everybody's scarpered. Everybody who needs to be out there is out there and up there. The next race, of course, the one that John is in the senior race, is heading out at 5:45 today. So we will just have a little wander and we'll see who we can get chatting to. I can spot a couple of Manxies over there, so we'll see if we can pin them down for a little chat while we're waiting. Looking cool, gents? So Marcus Simpson and Jamie Kringle. Jamie is, of course, racing. Marcus isn't, sadly. Gents, do you mind if I get a quick chat?
Yeah, them too. Yeah, back on, boys.
Jamie, how you doing? How you getting on?
Not so good. We blew 2 engines, so that's the end of my week anyway.
Done.
Yeah, that's been done, unfortunately. So,
shame.
yeah.
What a shame. And Marcus, come on
You're
here.
me. I'm
Of
not
course I
racing
do.
now,
I
I'm
know
not
you're
racing.
not. Why aren't you here? Why are you not gracing us with your presence?
I had a bike, the work commitments got the better of the team, so they pulled out, and to be honest, I was probably going to pull out anyway. Had a few problems with it, leaking oil and stuff early on in the year, and with what happened at TT for myself, my own personal reasons, I just thought maybe to give this one a miss and come back on the modern stuff again next year.
Good. And how are you feeling after TT? I remember seeing you just after it. You hurt your elbow, is that right? Anything else that you damaged?
Yes, I did this thumb, this finger and wrist, and knocked a few more brain cells out. Well, other than not many left to knock out, but no, I was all right really. Probably I've been back riding since. I did Armoy, and then I did a meeting at Alton Park with the Wirral 100, and I've got a few more lined up for the rest of the year now with something to finish off nicely on, and yeah, looking forward to it, and I have been enjoying it. I think that's sort of one of the issues really, is just get back and enjoy it.
Absolutely, we look forward to seeing you back here. Jamie, what's next for you?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I'd say Derby, September, and then that's probably going to end that season. But we've acquired a new hobby recently, and we've bought supermoto bikes, and we're on about going to do the last British supermoto round, so we might go to Three Sisters and do that in October.
Before that, Jamie's very modest, and he's in a real tight championship fight up at Derby on the Isle of Man, him, his brother and Rory Parker, and it's down to a few points, and it's going to be a real exciting last round, isn't it?
I hope so.
We're all rooting for Jamie. We want someone to beat bloody Ryan for once.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
And what about tomorrow? You boys be up there?
No, I had a crash at Bishop's Court a couple of weeks, probably a month ago now, and just bikes getting rebuilt after that, basically, so I've got no bike at the minute.
Great, well, we might see.
I was supposed to go, but then I was supposed to go away racing supermoto today. What is it, Saturday?
Yeah.
Supermoto tomorrow and Monday at Scarborough, but I never went. So, I don't know. Probably not. Might be hungover.
Well, listen, gents, thanks for chatting to us. Go and enjoy the race, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks so much.
Yep, thanks very
Cheers,
much.
bye.
Cheers.
Jamie Kringle. He's not the only rider actually that has blown a couple of engines and doesn't necessarily have another one or even the parts to fix it, having used them, and they have to drop out. So I know that there's definitely other teams. It's these classic bikes, you know, the reliability and the availability of the parts, and obviously costings, expenses, etc. So yeah, it's good to catch up with those boys. It's a shame it's over for Jamie, but we can understand, you know, with Marcus, it is a gigantic course, isn't it? It's not one to throw yourself back into, it's one to ease yourself back into for sure. So he's slowly does it, and we look forward to seeing him back here racing in 2025. So as you can see, there aren't many people around now. The bikes are about to head out, and we're going to let you feast your eyes on another video. But for now, you can just check out these beautiful Velisets and the Manx Nortons and all these stunning pieces of machinery, and then we will roll the video. You okay? So, Owen, show crew, I've said that right, hopefully. We've only practiced about 3 times. Congratulations. The Mike Hailwood Foundation supported you there. You just had your presentation. How important is it for you to go racing and for their support, really, and have such a great community behind you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know, it was only a couple of days before we were packing up to ship over here that I got the email from the guys saying that, you know, I'd received the award, and you know, the cost involved in participating in an event like this is massive. So, you know, any little helps, and it's certainly not a small contribution. You know, it covered, you know, pretty much all the ferries and everything. Like, so it means the world. You know, it really does.
Well, listen, how are you enjoying the Manx Grand Prix so far?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a rocky start. A few issues, teething issues, we'll say, to put it mildly. But yeah, we're getting into the swing of things now, and just hopefully the weather holds out.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Adam McLean, congratulations on your award from the Mike Hailwood Centre and your support, really. Now, Adrian Earnshaw was the one that has recommended you that they continue to support you. He was a big fan, obviously, and what a great man, and amazing to have their support behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to have the support of the Mike Hailwood Foundation, and yeah, a big thanks to Adrian as well. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but great guy and got on very, very well with him. I met him when I first came to Isle of Man to the Southern 100 in 2016, and we hit it off straight away and remained good friends. yeah, since then. So whenever I got the email to say that the Mike Hill Foundation would be continuing the support in Adrian's memory as such was fantastic. So yeah, lovely.
Great. And how important is it to get that monetary support as well for you as a rider?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Obviously, it costs so much to come to Isle of Man and race, and you know there's so many costs that you don't even take into consideration. Just time being here, you know. Yeah, it takes a big effort and a big commitment for everyone to be here. So to have the support like that definitely means a lot, and it makes it definitely a bit easier. So yeah, much appreciated.
Thanks for talking to us. Thank you very much. So we have Joe Yeardsley here. You have just been awarded again for the first time it is, isn't it? From the Mike Aylward Foundation. So as a Manxman, to have these guys supporting you, it must be extra special.
Yeah, it's really special. The amount of support you get, you know, from all the local different foundations and stuff like that, it's all a massive part of it. And being a newcomer with not a lot of financial backing, it's all a massive help. And without people like that, you know, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
And you're not doing too bad, really, Joe, to be honest, are you?
Not doing too bad. I mean, no, it's been good. It's been nice to get seeded up a little bit and try and get a bit more of a clear run. But no, the classes are real tight. I think this year, from the spectator side of things, it's going to be one of the most exciting ones going for us riders. You know, it's going to be tight. I wouldn't want to be doing a pit board for someone. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope the weather's okay over the racing days. I know today's a bit iffy for the lightweight one, but hopefully they get out on track. And then, yeah, if the sun shines, we'll just go out and do what we do. And as long as everyone comes back in one piece and enjoys it, that's all that matters.
Great. Well, listen, Joe, have a great one, and thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
So we are here at the National Motorcycle Museum tent, where they've got some stunning pieces of machinery and history here, and this great man, James Ewing, the museum director, has brought these bikes over to join the parade tomorrow. What a lucky man you are.
Hey Hayley, it's been a few years since we've been here. We did a big thing in 2015 when we ran about 12 Norton Rotaries in like a feature parade then, and then since then we've not been back, so it's great to be back.
And for the centenary, you had to be here, didn't you?
We had to be here for the centenary, yeah, and sort of representing the different eras of the Manx Grand Prix, yeah.
Great, I love it. Now, we arrived to Steve Hislop's bike being turned over, being revved up. Oh my God, it smelled and sounded amazing.
The white Charger, yeah. I mean, we get asked to go so many places with that bike. It's, I guess, arguably, it's probably the most famous race bike in the National Motorcycle Museum there in Birmingham. So we do get asked, it goes to Goodwood, it's been over to the island so many times, but people always love to see it.
Oh, great. So let's run through them if you don't mind. Let's start from the top here and then we'll work our way through if you don't mind.
So we've got the Robert Dunlop bike. Now we've got two Robert Dunlop Rotaries in the collection. And this one is, in fact, the later bike. This is the NRS bike, as opposed to the earlier one, which was the RCW. So this was the one that Robert was riding in the early 90s, as opposed to the late 80s. Obviously did very well here at the TT and also on the roads in Ireland. So very, very famous bike. And tomorrow in the parade, we've got Michael Rutter on that one.
Wonderful, great. The legend that is.
The legend that is Michael, yeah.
Okay, so we've obviously just touched a little bit on Steve's, but we could just give the full story, that'd be great.
Yeah, so 1992, senior TT winning bike, the white Charger. Yeah. The giant, and of course, for any of your viewers that don't know, the giant killing story of Carl Fogarty on the Works Yamaha YZF, and Steve Hislop on the, at that time, unsponsored underdog, lashed up at the last minute in a shed at the factory in Shenston then, and of course the factory was sort of on its last legs then, so no budget. Picked up that Abbas sponsorship at the last minute, and of course it was called the White Charger because when it arrived on the island, apart from a bit of Manx sponsorship from the Steam Packet and what have you, there was no sponsors. And they only picked the sponsors up right at the last minute, and then that giant killing story, very close race, and as Carl said to me, he didn't expect Steve, as amazing a rider as Steve was, he didn't expect Steve to be able to win on that bike because he was on the Works Yamaha, and as Carl said to me, the Yamaha was dropping apart underneath and the rev counter fell off and the tank was loose and he was holding it on with his knees. And the old White Charger finished pretty much unscathed, so a David and Goliath story.
Yeah. If you haven't watched that race back, where have you been? Make sure you tune into that. Okay, so next up.
So next we've got that pre-war Norton Inter. That's a nice bike then, of course, representing all the different eras of the Manx. We've just been running that one up this morning. That one's been over to the island a few years ago, and it's done some laps of the mountain course. So we're fairly confident of that one. The rider as yet still unknown, but that's going to get sorted out in the next few hours, because we've got quite a lot of famous riders want to take part in the parade. So we'll have somebody famous on that, I'm sure. But it's all ready to go, and a bike that's already proved itself round the mountain. 1933 that one's from.
Wow. Okay.
Well, another famous one then, Hayley. We've got the 1949 Jeff Duke TT Clubman TT winning bike. So uber famous rider, uber famous bike. Obviously an amazing provenance. Jeff Duke, when there was the Clubman TT, of course, when you were riding road bikes essentially. And of course the Clubman TT went, as you all know, right through to the late 80s, early 90s, and got a bit risky then on the old big Japanese bikes. But a bike pretty much standard from the factory, and the godfather of the TT there, Jeff Duke, he took the 1949 Clubman TT on that bike. So and tomorrow we've got Ryan Neen on that bike. Yeah, in fact he's just been in with us this morning just trying the thing out. I said to him, the only thing that we want to see, you've just got to get your knee down through the bungalow now, right? So yeah, so he's quite excited about riding that tomorrow.
And then obviously the great Alec Bennett.
Yeah, right on the end there is the 1928 Alec Bennett TT winning Velocette, junior TT winning bike. So again, much older back in the scheme of things, representing the 1920s, and Alec Bennett there. A little bit different that. Now Nick Jeffries is going to be riding that, but it's a little bit different in as much as it's lever throttle and hand change, so it's not twist grip throttle. Now we're not even sure if Nick's ever ridden a hand change bike, so we'll soon find out tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to come and see us today though, but he'll enjoy riding that because it's got no brakes really. Well, it has got brakes, but you might as well not have brakes. Lever throttle, not twist grip, hand change, so there's a lot going on. Manual advance and retard on the ignition, so a lot of things that modern day riders aren't used to. So we might, Nick, as brilliant as he is, we might need to give him a little bit of guidance on that one. A little bit of guidance. And then just coming in one bike there, we've got that just post-war AJS 7R. And that's representing the sort of late 40s here over at the Manx, and we've got the one and only Milky Quail on that bike.
Wonderful.
So we've got some great riders, and we're really privileged to be here. Obviously we've got some uber famous bikes, but the thing about the National Motorcycle Museum, the important thing about the museum is we use the bikes. And so they're not just stored away for people to view in a museum. We're not a conventional museum in that way. We bring the bikes out to a lot of track events, Isle of Man, Goodwood, all sorts of places, even abroad. Even go abroad to places like Coupe Moto Lejeune and Dijon in France. And we use the bikes as they're intended, and quite often we use the bikes, and here's a good example with some riders that are really representative of those bikes. I mean, we've had Michael Dunlop quite a lot on his dad's bike, which is marvellous. I mean, sadly, obviously, we can't have Steve on his bike, but we can have people. We've had John McGuinness ride it in the past, so we've got people that knew Steve and back in the day and were very close to Steve, as was Ian Simpson. Ian Simpson was a good friend of Steve Hislop, so it's marvellous to have Ian on the bike tomorrow. So we try and link him with the past as well as using the machinery.
Yeah, wonderful. Wow, what a dream job you have.
Yeah, it keeps me out of prison.
Yeah. Listen, James, thanks so much for your time. I know you're crazy busy trying to get these ready and meet everyone and get everyone set up.
Touch wood, we're all good so far. Okay. We've run everything up, everything seems fine. We've done quite a lot of work. Wes, our mechanic, who's here today, and his son Chris, our two mechanics. We've done quite a lot of work over the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Just getting everything spot on, because at the end of the day they've still got to do 37 3/4 miles, and I can tell you that last time Michael Rutter rode it, he was putting in 150 mile an hour laps, so we have to race prepare him. Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, and we look forward to hopefully coming and meeting you at the museum. That'd be great, and come and have a little tour around, come and cover it.
Have a look at the collection. Yeah.
We'd love to. James, everyone, and his glorious collection that's going to be going out in the Manx Grand Prix parade tomorrow. So here with Marcus Simpson, and you were first-time recipient, weren't you, of support today from the Mike Aylward Foundation?
Yeah, the Mike Aylward Foundation have been great. They've got behind us and a bunch of others, and yeah, it just makes events like this so much easier. Not so much easier, but just that support, you know, it just takes the pressure off a little bit.
And a local lad, you know, it's great to see a local lad getting that support and doing so well as well.
Yeah, you know, it's... I've been watching my dad here since 2006 when he first did the Manx Grand Prix, and it's just always been the dream to race around here. And yeah, it's going well. It's more or less going to plan how we, you know, I had no expectation of any lap time, and but yeah, it's going well.
Great. Listen, Marcus, thanks so much, and yeah, congratulations. So, just got chatting to this lovely couple here, Kay and Martin, and they've come all the way from Tasmania. Wow, welcome.
Yes, it's worth every mile of it, though, isn't it?
Well, you haven't got a Tasmanian accent there.
No, I should have, because I've been there since 1965. So,
right.
Yeah, but we come here regular.
Okay. Every year?
No. Well, we haven't been able to come for the last 2 or 3, have we?
Yeah.
But we've been a lot of times.
Okay.
And this morning I went round the track on a Triumph, which is the first time I've ever done a lap, which was fabulous. Yeah.
You had fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So you were riding, and do you ride pillion?
No, riding.
You're riding.
Yeah.
Great.
Shit. I'm the motorbike fanatic.
Yeah.
And she's the long-suffering.
Long-suffering wife.
Long-suffering wife. Yes.
And what keeps drawing you back?
The motorbikes. I'm a motorbike addict, especially the old British ones.
And you must have motorbikes in Tasmania, so why would you keep coming this far to see the motorbikes?
Well, yeah, it's like I was born in Lancashire, so it's nice to come back to where you was born and drive around and see a few people that I still know, you know. Yeah. And often meet people here that I know as well. I have a cousin that raced here for years and years and years.
Right.
He's a bit older than me. He's probably 78, and he come off his motorbike at Wigan the other day racing.
Oh, no way. Wow, what's his name?
Roger Wilson.
Roger Wilson, brilliant. And have you never raced?
Well, yeah, I raced a Velocet in Tasmania in 1965 and 1966, but Kay doesn't like me racing, of course, so...
You can come and watch the racing.
Oh, it's fabulous, yeah.
Great.
And I love the Isle of Man even without the motorbikes. Are you from here?
I am. I'm Manx.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
We love that ride, you know, and we love Derby. We reckon it's the best show ever. We always see that.
Yeah.
We used to come to TT, but we're too old for that now. It's too fast.
I love it. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your trip. Enjoy the racing and the motorbikes, and thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
You may join us just doing a little two-wheeling. Little piece. Two-wheeling, thank you. So we're catching up with local boy Marcus Simpson. You haven't been going too bad, have you?
No, yeah, it's been a really good week, and just built all week, slow and steady, and yeah, still feeling good. Yeah.
And the Manx boys are smashing it, really, aren't they, in the newcomers category?
Yeah, fair play to everyone else. Joe and Dave, they're doing great, and any of the other lads. It's great to see the Manx crop all coming through.
And who are you enjoying being out there against? Anyone in particular?
No, not really worried about anybody else. Yeah, I've tried to keep on my own on the track. Because I want to learn it, and there's other people learning it for themselves, and yeah, but yeah.
And how have you been focused on that and learning the track? Because obviously being a local boy, everyone says it's your advantage, but really, until you get out there on those closed roads, you can't really get your feel for it, can you? So how have you been preparing for that?
Yeah, so being a local is definitely an advantage, but as I found out on Sunday, doing a lap in the car or a lap on the video game or watching it on board on YouTube, it's nothing like doing it. The wind, the bumps, everything is just completely different. But yeah, so I did, in terms of learning the course, I learned the course with Milky, I learned the course with Barty, I got laps in off Connor, Moffey, Ryan Kringle, who did really good there at TT. He took me for a lap after TT while it was fresh in his head, and from a newcomer's point of view, that was really good to learn from. And over at Armoy, I was chatting away with Davey Todd, and he said that he genuinely used the video game. So since Armoy to now, I've been just doing laps on the video game. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. And Sweeney as well. He's done a few laps with me last year at TT, and yeah, it's been good.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it.
That's a nice collection of names you're tapping into.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, Milky, Barty, Connor, Moffey, Sweeney. Great people to learn off and listen to, and yeah, it's I can't thank them all enough for the time that they took out of their schedule to put in and help me.
And realistically, what are you hoping for to take away from this Manx Grand Prix?
To be honest with you, I've already taken, I know it's only practice, but obviously I wanted to go to TT for the basis of the laps and the weather and all that kind of thing. I think we've been really lucky with the way that the organisers have handled all the situations with weather and stuff. We've got loads of laps still here. I think I'm up to about 20 laps. So yeah, I think coming into the event I was, it's all great thinking what you can do or what you can't do, but there's no better way of finding out than doing it. So I think the only thing I was sort of trying to find out was I going to go to TT next year? Am I good enough, or was I going to stay at the Manx and chip away here? But I think I'll go to TT next
I'll see you
year.
at the TT then. Absolutely. Listen, nice one. Thanks for talking to us. Yeah. All the best. Have fun. Enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing what you do.
Perfect.
All right. Nice one. If you just joined us and doing a little two-wheeling. So I'm here with Paul Baltimore from Team Classic Suzuki, who has just been part of the delivery of a pretty spectacular bike and is involved in some amazing projects, but one of which your main client is Team Classic Suzuki, isn't it?
Right,
So
yes,
Paul.
Yeah, and in the 80s I was with Team Suzuki, GB, and the factory in Japan. And because of that knowledge, I get hired to look after RG 500s in particular, and mainly for Steve Wickman at Team Classic Suzuki.
Okay.
And we have here a couple of motorcycles which are fairly famous. One of them has been seen at the TT here before. It actually won a TT, and it also won the British Grand Prix the year before, which makes it fairly unique. After about the mid-70s, when the TT was no longer a Grand Prix event, you didn't really have bikes that would win a Grand Prix and a TT. So this bike is quite unique in that respect. And it is the bike that Randy rode in 1980, Mick Grant rode in 1981.
Mega.
And it's nice to touch it again.
Yeah.
Because I touched it in the 80s. So
Wow. What an honour.
it is. It's quite nice, really. Steve has a marvellous collection of motorcycles, and some of them are bikes that I've touched before and I'm touching again, and I can look at them and go, I remember that dent. I remember making that bracket. It's really quite special.
Wow. And tell us about Phil Reed's bike there just behind you as well. So
Yes,
we've got two here.
over here we have a Mark 1 Suzuki. When Phil left MV, he had a privateer Suzuki like this in 1976 in life colours. And we've tried to replicate that here with the colour scheme and so on. And this is a bike that Phil has actually ridden for Team Classic Suzuki for 7 or 8 years until he passed, unfortunately, last year. It's quite a special motorcycle, and it's quite different. It has no silencers, so it's very loud. I took it to Brands Hatch a few weeks ago, and it was measured at over 120 decibels, which is jumbo jet sort of area. It's loud. So it was about 95 horsepower at the rear wheel, 4-cylinder, 2-stroke, water-cooled, disc valve. 4 years later, we've got a 4-cylinder, water-cooled, disc valve, 2-stroke with about 115 horsepower. So in 4 years, they went 20 horsepower more.
Wow.
And in another 4 years, they found another 20 horsepower. So the development cycle was really quite short. This is quite basic in terms of a Grand Prix motorcycle at that time. It's got very thin forks, thin chassis, nothing's built very big. It's quite flexible when you ride it. Twin dampers on the back. When you move on 4 years later, everything's a much beefier, much stronger. You've got monoshock on the rear, 1 damper instead of 2. That was the development that was going on in Grand Prix in that time. I mean, you see it these days in MotoGP. There is development every race. There's something new, and it was the same for us in the 80s. Every race we had something new to try.
Spectacular.
It is, really.
It's like feast for the eyes and the ears.
Yes.
I haven't heard it yet, but I look forward to hearing it. So these are going out in the parade, are they?
They are in the parade tomorrow
For the
afternoon.
centenary
Yeah.
parade.
Yeah, Mick's going to be riding this one, which he won the TT in 81 on.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of Phil's sons is going to be riding this one, which is quite a nice tribute to Phil.
Wonderful.
So-
Great. And so
And actually, I've ridden this one as well, and it is quite good fun to ride. I rode it at Donington a few years ago.
Great.
It is quite fun to ride.
And what's been, from a classic point of view, so you would have had access to all sorts of classics, what's really stood out for you, and what have you had the most fun on, or has meant the most to you?
The first year I joined Suzuki in 82, I had the model after this one to look after, and I really liked that motorcycle. And then 1987, we had a really nice Formula One 750 GSXR Suzuki, which was beautiful. It was tiny. It was a fantastic machine. My rider won a couple of rounds of the World Championship on it, so he did crash in another one, but he won a couple of rounds of the World Championship, and I really like that motorcycle. All motorcycles sort of excite me. I've got a wide range of stuff on my own at home, from old to new, so yeah, it's just motorcycles. Cut me in half, it says motorcycle. In fact, cut me twice and it says Suzuki.
I love it. Well, listen, thank you for sharing these with us. Thank you for bringing them to the centenary so we can all enjoy them with you as well.
Pleasure.
Can't wait to see them out there on the course. Have you joined us in just doing a little two-wheeling classic symbol? Thank you. I'm here with Steve Wheatman, and he is here with Team Classic Suzuki. So they've just delivered these two spectacular Suzukis for the parade tomorrow. There's two. Mick Grant will be riding this. This was his that he won in.
Yes, so that's actually Mick's old TT winning bike from 1981. It was Randy Mamola's GP bike the previous year, but the TT riders in those days used to get the hand-me-downs from the GP stars. So, but no, he rode it in 81, and I was fortunate enough to buy the bike from Japan about 10 years ago, and Mick's ridden it on a number of occasions. since, and Randy Momola's ridden it 2 or 3 times this year as well. So
Right.
it's nice to get the bikes reunited with the original riders wherever we can.
Definitely. And to get them out and playing, right? To get them running.
Well, I must admit, I'm beginning to wonder about my wisdom with doing that, but yes, we try at the beginning of a year, we try and think what events we're doing and who's likely to ride, and so we work on getting those bikes up and in a good, safe, usable condition, and hopefully they'll last the year, and then we can look at what we're doing with them next year. But it is becoming more and more difficult as the parts become rarer and rarer and rarer, and we're having to make more things ourselves. So, but at the moment, these two are running well.
So the largest classic Suzuki bike collection in the world, is that right?
Apparently so. I've not got quite as many as I used to have, but still got about 70 Suzuki race bikes, and the majority of those are over 10 years old, and quite a lot of them are sort of 30, 40 years old like these. So yes, I think it probably is. Yeah, well, certainly more than Suzuki have got in Japan anyway.
Woo! And how many of those do you get out racing in the year?
Probably between 10 and 15 we get out there. I mean, all of the bikes are capable of being ridden, and or would be within 1 or 2 days of us putting our minds to it. But we tend to have a look at what we're going to do, and as I say, we try and use the bikes that we know are the safest, most reliable. And this year's been a particularly busy year. We've looked after Kevin Schwantz on 2 occasions, and we've got another event next month with Kevin and Randy and some other riders. And obviously we're at Goodwood and a number of UK events, as well as recently in Belgium and earlier in the year in Spain, and we're due to go to Portugal as well. So yeah, it's busy.
Fantastic. And what keeps you committed and obviously the collection is huge, but what is it about Suzuki that your love is just, you're so loyal to it?
I think it really stems from many years ago when I was young, and when I was first into bikes, like everybody used to be when they were 16. In those days, people had a little sports moped, either a Fizzy or an AP50 or something exotic that was Italian. And when I was first into the bikes, and Barry Sheen was world champion, and he was everybody's hero that was 16, 17, we all wanted to be him. Yeah. So even though I ended up buying a lot of Yamaha road bikes, when I first started to collect the race bikes, it really had to be Suzuki's, and the first one I bought was an RG500, and it had a connection to Barry Sheen, and then it sort of went on from there. And people say it started as an interest and became an obsession. I think it's built more of an illness now. But more than anything else, but
an infection.
it is like that. Can't just scratch it to get rid of it, though.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad one to have, to be honest. Probably an expensive one, but just probably the fix and the community as well that you must love being a part of as a result of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's really good to be at various events and have riders that you only sort of dreamt that you'd ever meet. Especially world champions like Schwantz. We've had obviously Randy Mamola. We've had so many world champions ride the bikes. Wayne Gardner, Phil Reed. The list just goes on and on. Even Freddie Spencer, that's a Honda man, he's ridden for us on a number of occasions. And they're all, without exception, they've all been like wonderful people as well. So a lot of the time they say you should never meet your heroes, but in this particular case, they really are good people.
Wonderful. And do you have a favourite classic event that you really like showing them or attending yourself?
Well, we all say it's the one we're at. Yeah. But I really like the event that we do when we go to Spa in Belgium, and every year we also go to a proper racing event down in South Africa, and it's really nice to get away and get a bit of sunshine in January and February and do a little bit of racing and some eating and drinking down there, and it's a nice thing to do. It's a good excuse to go.
Wonderful, sounds great. Well, listen, thank you for joining us at the Centenary, the Manx Grand Prix. It's an honour to have you here for the 100-year celebrations. And then obviously you have Michael Dunlop out there on his Suzuki, and what phenomenal lap times he's been giving us and performance already, and it's going to be a pretty great Grand Prix for him, I think.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it would have been nice if he could have got out today on his 250 and won on that to take the pressure off, shall we say. And we do still have some reliability issues with the big superbike, and because we've only been developing it for 2 years, whereas a lot of the bikes that are here, the Kawasaki's and other bikes. They've had 8-9 years in some cases to develop them. But we'll see. We're learning, and if the bike holds together, I'm sure Michael will be at the sharp end of the results. But if it doesn't hold together, then it won't be finishing second or third or fourth. I don't think it'll either be first or it'll be nothing.
He's one super, on another level, committed human being, isn't he? You see him in the pits and he's straight after every session, he's on it with his crew, he's got on the laptop, they're looking at the stats, they're tinkering away. It just feels they're just at another level. So
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing to watch.
He is. He's certainly absolutely committed to it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his life, and it's not only his life; it's what he's grown up with. And the thing with Michael is he is a very, very nice guy, and he's 100% committed to everything he does. And he's also incredibly intelligent and quick-witted and funny. And when you get to know him, he really is a lovely guy.
Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of the event, and have fun. Hopefully the sun's going to stay out to play.
So, yes. Yeah, it's been nice and sunny ever since they said it was going to rain.
Yeah, I know. It's been wonderful to speak to you. Thanks for sharing your beauties with us. So we happen to have stopped here to have a nice little chat with Chris, and he's just sharing his only toy left, you said. Is that correct? Your Norton?
Yeah, Norton Dummy Racer.
Okay.
It's a replica machine. It's not an original, but it's a replica of the factory bike from 1961, which Tom Phillis rode into third place in 61. And then after that, Norton's packed it in and didn't race the dummy racer again. The bikes were sold to Paul Dunstall, and then they were generally had bigger engines put in them, and they just seemed to disappear. Phil Reed rode one of these in practice in 61 and fell off at signpost. Sid Mizzen then took over that ride, so it was Sid Mizzen and Tom Phillis. Sid Mizzen actually went to work for Paul Dunstall after the bikes were sold to Dunstalls.
Okay. And you used to race as well yourself?
Yep, I used to classic race 350 and 500 Nortons up until 2006 was the last time I raced, which was Daytona in GP 500 and GP 350. 5th and 7th in GP 500.
Tremendous. And so this is how you play out now? This is how you come out to play? Is this final toy?
Well, basically,
this is where you get your race
it's part of the show.
Yeah.
We make all this equipment, and obviously we come here to sell and to show it off.
Yeah, great. Wonderful. And why the centenary?
Say again, sorry.
Why the Manx Grand Prix?
Why?
Why does it draw you back to be here?
I've been coming to the Isle of Man since 1965 as a youngster, shall we say, but I've never raced here. But I've raced North America, Europe, and Northern Ireland, the Ulster Grand Prix.
Okay.
But now we're too old and too creaky.
Well, at least you can bring this beauty here, and you can come, the community that comes back together and reunites really, and especially something like a 100-year celebration, it's really special to be a part of, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly is, yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. Enjoy the Manx Grand Prix, and we will, we'll see you very soon. We'll be round the paddock, so we'll look forward to checking in with you again soon. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. I hope you enjoyed that, and you will definitely enjoy this chat now. We've got Eddie Allen and Liz Warden with us. Eddie, fill us in on how it's been going so far for the team.
It's been a little bit emotional. Obviously, we had the engine problems on Sunday where we had to retire. We then replaced the engine, and then we had gearbox problems. We've managed to sort the gearbox out, We also then discovered problems with the sump. We sorted the sump out. Last night we were up at Slicks, put it on the dyno, give it a good test. Hopefully we're going out for qualifications today, obviously cancelled due to the weather. So now we've just got the race pushed back to Monday. So all we can do is steady away, and Ian Soliu, number 51, does his best. So we've done virtually everything we possibly can.
And remind everyone who's tuning in what he's racing out there.
He's out in the lightweight class. Obviously was originally ultra lightweight. Then the classes got merged, so keep your eyes out for number 51 in the ultra lightweights, Mr. Ian Soliu, on his third return to the Manx.
Yeah, brilliant. And tell us a little about the 51 Club then, give that a shout out.
Well, the 51 Club, basically, it's available on the website and on our social medias for £51. Basically, you get a team beanie, you get a key ring, and a chance to win a Manx a Manx team jacket with your name embroidered underneath our logo.
Wonderful.
So for £51, help the team out, petrol, tyres, even keep me in tea and biscuits. So thank you very much.
Nice one, Eddie. And
Thank
Liz, we couldn't pass the opportunity to check in with you about tomorrow. We've been bigging up and reminding the viewers that we're going to be up at Derby tomorrow. So you are the club secretary up there at Andreas, aren't you? Andreas Racing.
Andreas Racing, yeah. So I'm the race secretary up at Andreas Racing, and tomorrow it's weather depending, obviously. Well, no, weather depending. Don't worry about that. It's going to happen. It's happening. It's going to run. We always run in the rain up at Andreas. There's loads going on. We've got some great names coming. A lot of the boys from the racing here are going to be coming up to ride some special bikes, and there's going to be a few parades, and we've got 5 races for race bikes and some classic racing as well, so it'd be great.
So we've got 2 and 3 wheels, haven't we? Which is a great lineup for all enthusiasts.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted really, because Quirky was going to make his comeback this time, but he's run into some problems with his bike, so he's not going to be coming back. But yeah, we've got some 3 wheels up there as well.
Even Dave Molyneux.
And Molly's going to be on his TZ with Callum Crowe.
Very good.
Yeah, so it's looking really good actually.
Great.
Yeah.
And the burger van.
Oh, the burger van. There's all sorts of stalls going on, and there's food, and it's not just the burger van. I think the chippy's going to be there. So it's. Hopefully, we're going to try and get it back to how Derby Day used to be. At the minute, it's kind of building, so but it's fingers crossed. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good.
Well, listen, thanks for chatting to us. All the best tomorrow. We look forward to covering it and joining you up there for a whole load of 2 and 3 wheel in action. And thanks for updating us. All the best, good luck, and we will see
Time
you.
for the pub.
Oh, my Just join me.
Shower then.
Oh, you lost. Just join me in doing a 2-wheeler.
We do 2.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. See you later. All right, so we've got the race is delayed by half an hour, so it was due out at 5, the restart of that junior race. It's now heading out at 5:30. So whilst we can, and we've got a little bit of time, we're going to catch up with a few people we have lined up. Now, first of all, we have Mr. Pete Murray USA on Instagram, and he's racing with another American. In fact, there's quite a lineup there on one of Robbie Sylvester's bikes. Robbie Sylvester has, of course, been involved in this event. I think he celebrated last year his 40th anniversary, I believe. So, yes, they are based down here, and we've got Pete lined up. He's over here. Let's see if we can find him. Hi. Hello. Hello. How are you? He's here, and we'll have to get you as well. Yep.
That sounds good.
He's just on the phone, we won't interrupt. There's Robbie Sylvester, the man himself, working on the bike. Oops. So, okay. Pete, how the devil are you? Are we all doing okay?
Oh, we're doing fantastic, actually. Yeah, it's good. Of course, just like everybody else, a little short on track time.
I know.
That's what that is.
I know, it's frustrating,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
You know what? It's okay.
It's part and parcel of the experience.
We're used to
isn't
it here, right?
Yeah. So returning for, is it your 12th time?
I think this is my 13th.
13th. Okay.
If we combine Manx, TT, classics, all that, yeah. I think this is the 13th time over.
Right, and how does it compare? You mustn't have experienced anything like this from stops and starts, etc., conditions-wise, previously.
I don't think. I mean, there are probably people that have a better record of it than I do in my head, but I don't think we've had anything quite like this in the 10 years that I've been doing it. So yeah, it's been a little tough, but it's all right. We're getting around.
But when you get going, you got quite the setup here, haven't you?
Well,
and to be with someone like Robbie as well.
Yeah, that's it, right? We're riding for Robbie Sylvester, so Team BRS is. I don't have to worry about a thing. I show up, I jump on the bike, I feel like a rock star, so it's good to go.
Well, you look like a rock star.
Look at the bikes too. Well, except Johnny's going to be upset. We got cameras on the bikes with still bugs on them, but.
So tell us, for the viewers that haven't met you before and haven't seen you before, why the Manx Grand Prix? Why the Manx Road?
The challenge, absolutely the challenge. I do this to better myself. That's really the whole thing. It's not about beating anyone else or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And there's nothing like this anywhere. Everybody knows that. So yeah, it's for the challenge, really. That's what it is.
It is the ultimate challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody says it's cliche, but there's nothing like it, right?
Yeah. As a fan and also as a rider, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like so many people around here, kind of mid-pack folks, watching the real fast guys. I mean, it's hard not to be in all those guys and how they get around here, especially we get out sometimes and watch from Enacronkabody, something like that. One of those places, and the fast guys going through those places. It's intense.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And who have you got your eye on? Who are you? Do you find yourself fanboying with anyone in the paddock?
I don't really. I pay attention to who's doing what, and maybe just kind of watching some of the guys that are just in front of me, trying to see what they're doing, and again, just trying to improve what I'm doing, and that's kind of it. Just having a target that's a little closer and more attainable. Yeah. Pachi's the guy I've been watching actually lately. He's always just that little bit in front of me, so yeah, I'm coming.
Brilliant. And tell us how the setup happened then, how your collaboration and joining Robbie happened.
Oh, by chance. So I was going to come over on my own. I had purchased a motorcycle to do it all by myself, and I didn't have a clue. I had no idea how it worked. Unfortunately, I crashed that motorcycle right before it was supposed to go on a boat to come over. And then just by chance, a friend of mine sent me a text message, and he said, "Hey, have you ever considered doing the Manx?" Because I hadn't told anyone I was doing it. So you ever considered doing the Manx Grand Prix? And I thought, as a matter of fact, yeah. And he goes, "Well, there's some guy that's got a bike." And so, yeah, that was it. And just kind of ran into him, and I wouldn't do it any other way now. Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I'd really like to bring my own bikes, but logistically, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great to see you here, and great to see you so passionate and returning year on year.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I've said this a million times. I will keep coming back until they tell me to go away. So for those who are in charge, I still want to stay.
Let's pull Robbie in, shall we? Robbie, come on over. You're just having a little chill over there.
Yeah, just chilling.
Great lineup once again here at the Manx Grand Prix for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've half the bikes we had last year here this year, so made life a little bit easier. Half the riders, so yeah, but it's challenging.
Yeah. And great eclectic mix of riders as well this year.
Yeah, we've got Andy and Pete. We put a twin out yesterday for another lad, but unfortunately, after doing two engines, he did another one yesterday. So that's not happening now. But yeah, we've got. I always try to bring newcomers on and bring new people to the island. That's been the big thing since I started, putting other lads on my bikes. And next year we're going to try and do the same again. We've got Andy Smart that's wanting to come. Right. I don't know if you've seen what he's been doing, but he's been the fastest newcomer everywhere he's gone so far. So hopefully we get him over here next year and Pete can show him which way to go.
Yeah. Great. You're already planning for next year. I love that.
Yeah. I said last year that a lot of people said to me, you said you were going to retire last year. I think I misspelt it. It should have been retarded last year. Yeah, no, I just cut back a little bit. And we got new bikes last year for this year. Unfortunately, with the the way it worked out for the TT, we didn't get a chance to ride the new bike last year, and at the TT, and we haven't got twins out here with no plans on twins going out here. So next year, the new R7 will be getting a good run out, like, so we'll be trying with that one for next year.
Brilliant. Well, it's great to see you here, and of course, always a great setup. We'll have to grab Andy, still there. Yeah. Grab him as well. Oh, he's got scooted off. I know. Well, listen, gents, thank you so much for speaking to us. I wish you all the best, and yeah, we will see you racing. Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you. Take care. All right, so as you can see, we get people from all over the world come in to join this paddock and get themselves up there on that start line. Nationalities, we have French, Australian, American, yeah, everyone. So, you're right. Hello. Hi. So what we can do is head back up into the paddock. We'll see if we can grab any more interviews as we head up into the assembly area, and we can catch the bikes as they're getting ready to head out for that 5:30 race. So they'll be starting to roll the bikes up there now. So we can see who we can check in with as they're heading up there. Oh. Oh. All right, so that was just an update. Attention paddock from Gary Thompson, the clerk of the course. He has just said that they're good to go for 5:30, so the travelling marshal has just been out around the course to check in conditions and has basically signed it off. So the race is a go. It will be off at 5:30. So before we do head up in towards the start line, we're just going to head into the marshals and check in, because I do believe that they still need some marshals. So we're just checking. I think they still need them for Monday. Hello. How are you? You okay? We have a quick chat. That's okay. So just an update really, how you guys are getting on, and if you still need shout out for any more marshals, if you still need them for Monday.
Okay, we're actually just crunching the numbers now for Monday. Nat can give me a hot off the press global overview of what's actually happening.
Okay.
And we'll shout out if we need to. We can always take more.
Yeah,
basically.
Of course. Because you got the 5 races now, haven't you, going out
That's
on
right.
Monday?
It's going to be a busy day.
Yeah.
Hopefully an absolutely smooth day. I don't really know quite what else could hit us this event. You couldn't make it up.
No.
It's been quite extraordinary. We'll deal with it.
Yeah.
We did. We did have a shortfall for last night, but we put out a plea the day before, and the response was just tremendous. It was wonderful. So many people signing on, either brand new people or people that were already marshalling but just hadn't committed to the evening session. And we got there. And of course it was then called off within minutes. So we never got to wave a flag in anger or anything. Hopefully Monday has Nat.
The press.
What I would do is look at the actual overall figure. On paper, we do have enough marshals. At the moment, they're not necessarily in all the right places, which is always the case. So we try to move them around. But we do have capacity for more, definitely. It's reasonably comfortable, but we could be a lot more comfortable. Yeah, that's it really.
Wonderful. Well, so it is Bank Holiday Monday, so if you are a local even and you want to just do something different with your Bank Holiday Monday, why not get signed on and you can go and experience and witness the races from so many amazing locations and iconic locations.
37 3/4 miles of location.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We're open tomorrow from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can do all the online training at home and then just pop in. Or if you've already signed up and done some marshalling this Grand Prix, you can just log on at home and go straight to your point. If you've got your warrant card and tabard and everything already, you don't even have to call by here tomorrow. Just get logged on so that we know that you're coming.
Okay, wonderful. There you go. Coming along and sign up if it resonates, if it feels like something you want to give it a go, or even if you've done it before, come back and help out. And thank you very much for chatting to us. Thank you.
Hayley.
Good luck. Thanks. Right, well, we will head back up.
Another long day, man.
Hi. Just a few fans there waiting to get a peek at their favourite bikes and their favourite riders. So as you can see in the distance there aren't many around in the assembly area, but most of them are up on the start line. Keeping the tyres warm, getting ready to rock and roll and head out on that 37.73 mile course. You just hear the gentle hum of the engines warming those bikes up. So they will be heading out for finally their second attempt at the junior race in just 20 minutes. They'll be heading out on down Glencrutchery Road to the top of Bray Hill, and off they go for 2 laps around the Manx Grand Prix course. So we will send you throw you over to one of the videos. Once the race is finished, we will be with the winners. As we said previously, we will have the interviews with race 1, with the podium finishers 1, 2 and 3, and then whoever else we can catch up with and check in with. So for now, these guys are heading out very, very soon. We will leave you with a video, and we will get back once again with the 1, 2, 3, with the winners. Who's going to take it? I cannot wait to see. Two Wheeling Classics. Relive the passion. They did one way on the mountain for us as well, so that was great.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. I just spotted your tattoo there. It's lovely.
Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Really nice.
What's up? Ready when you are.
In the TT Grandstand, but it's Manx Grand Prix, and we are sat here with local legend, Nathan Harrison. He is here racing with, of course, Ashcourt Racing on the Honda. And Nathan, it's so nice to see you back on Manx Roads. How has it been?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously, I missed probably the best TT ever with the weather, but there was a lot of things going on. Obviously, it wouldn't have been right to do it with my injuries that I had, and had things going on at home and everything. So I think everything fell into place, and it just wasn't meant to be. But it's fantastic to be back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashcourt Racing RC45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. So how did that tell us how it came about? Because it was quite last minute with Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'd been on the lookout for a classic superbike because I rode for the Greenlaw team last year, but obviously it's Kawasaki, and then with my factory Honda ties, I have to be riding on a Honda. So unfortunately, I couldn't carry on with the Greenlaw team. Obviously, I had a great result with them last year, but so I was hunting, and then obviously Lee got injured, but I'm not the type of person to go asking or anything, so I just thought I'll wait and see and keep on asking, making inquiries about other things and see what I can find. And then next minute, week after TT, my phone rang and it was Lee saying, "You've had a bit of a rough time, and obviously I'm not going to be racing, and how would you be interested in riding the RC45?" And it didn't even take me 2 seconds to think about it. I just said, "Yes, please."
I love it. And how has it felt getting back on the bike? Because obviously you had a little bit of time off there. How's it felt getting back, and obviously going back into roads?
Yeah, of course. It's obviously I'm a bit rustier than everybody else. Like I say, everybody at TT had like 60 plus laps, didn't they? So I've done 6 or 7 laps in practice so far. So I am still finding my feet. But it's a perfect opportunity to do this as well, to get back into it for the TT next year and just get some laps in. The way that the Manx Grand Prix is now, people that do the TT can still ride in the classic races, which is a big help. But we're coming good. I think tomorrow in the race we should be quite strong, and I'm pretty confident. We've had a couple of problems in practice week, but they're all sorted out, and hopefully get a good race tomorrow.
And tell us about the bike.
I know. It's older than me, obviously, which is I wasn't around in that era, but I definitely remember it all like the videos growing up, and like the Hislop, Joey, Philip McCallan. That was the era, and it's one of the most iconic bikes on the grid. I would say that and the Norton are probably the most iconic bikes on the grid. But I said to the team, I kind of wish I could sit and watch as well as ride it at the same time, because I just want to hear it go past. But no, it's an unbelievable machine, and like you say, with the history that bike has got, to be asked to ride it and ride it around the TT course as a Manxman is pretty cool.
Well, besides all the fans that you've got plenty of friends and family on the island that can be filming that for you anyway, haven't you? So you've got a great history with the Manx, and it's an incredible event, and it's an important event for racing over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the strength of the TT as well, and the entries into the TT. But as a Manxman, being a part of the Manx Grand Prix, and then to be a part of the 100-year celebrations, I mean, wow.
Yeah, exactly. The Manx Grand Prix has been special to me. Obviously, my dad did it, then my brother did it, and then I've done it. That's where I kind of made my step to the TT. When I won the junior and senior in 2019, it was like a big thing for me. And I think that's why it's so important. It gives it the opportunity for people to come to the Manx Grand Prix with less pressure. They can build up in their own time, and then they can make that transition to the TT a bit easier, because some people are, if you're a BSB star and you're top 10 in BSB, like Glenn Irwin, for example, the TT is the only option for you, really, because you're a quality rider. But this Manx Grand Prix gives you the opportunity to get to that point. And like you say, even now, how they've got it set up, you've got classic racing with top riders on them. You've got junior racing and senior racing for people for the chance to come up. And like you say, at the minute, you got some newcomers doing really well. But yeah, no, it's an iconic event, and it's great to see it. And to be part of the 100 years is a fantastic thing to be a part of.
And your helmet as well.
Yeah.
I love the paintwork on your helmet. Tell us about that and who did it for you.
Yeah, so Phil from Warpaint did that for us. Obviously, with stuff that's gone on at home, I thought she'd kill me if I didn't do something. So yeah, I thought I did a nice little tribute to the back of my helmet, and like you say, that way she's coming around with me. She never used to watch me or anything like that. She didn't have a clue what was going on until I come back, but she hasn't got a choice now. She's flying around on the back.
Well, listen, Nathan, thank you so much. I know it's a busy week for you. I really appreciate you coming and chatting with us. All the best. It's ace to see you part of the Manx Grand Prix and back on the road, and I can't wait to see what you do tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So we just popped up to Derby Day up in the north of the island. Lucky for us, we've just bumped into Paul Cassidy, fresh off his win yesterday. Paul, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's so good to see you, Maxman, on the top step.
Yeah, it's nice to actually get a win round here, to be honest with you. You know, it is a dream, isn't it, to actually get on a top step and get a trophy and actually get your name on the trophy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really looking forward to it. And then, yeah, we're back out on Monday now, isn't it, for the Classic Superbike. And we've had a lot of troubles, really, with that. But, yeah, we'll forget about that one.
What are your hopes for tomorrow?
To be honest with you, for the team, we'd just like to get a finish. The first night of practice, we had the carbs come off. Second night, we had the head gasket blow on it. The third night, we had a gearbox problem. Then we had a fuel problem. So we haven't actually done many laps. We've done 3 in total. So yeah, get a finish and we'll be happy. Straight into the beer tent.
Yeah, too right. Well deserved as well. And taking us back to that ultra lightweight, the bike that you were on, tell us about the team setup and what you won the race on.
Yeah, so basically we were riding a Yamaha 400. It's an ex-Hislop. I think he rode it in 91 or 92. A lad called Dave Green, he bought it this year and asked me if I wanted to ride it. So I jumped at the opportunity for that, just for the history of the 100th anniversary of it. And then, yeah, we went out the first night and we were told that it'd do the 2 laps. Unfortunately, it didn't. We only got down to the Craig and ran out of fuel on that. So then we knew we had to change the tank. So eventually we got our hands on another tank through Gav Brown, one of his friends. And that then was set then for a 2-lapper. And then we'd obviously have to fuel, which we did on the first lap. So, yeah, we set off. Got a bit of a slow start, to be honest, it felt like. Came back in, got fueled up, good team. You know, we got going, head down. And then as we started coming onto the mountain, we realised there was a lot of mist. It was quite bad in places, you know, you could not physically see through it. And then coming down from the Craig, we got the red flag and we were all sat there in a bit of anticipation, wondering what was going to be the turnout. And we were all questioning each other. And then, yeah, we got back and they weighed the bikes, checked the bikes over, and then we were given the win. So I was happy, more than happy.
Excellent. Well, listen, good luck tomorrow. Enjoy the celebrations tomorrow night. And, yeah, all the best and nice to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
So up here at Derby Day, you bump into some pretty ace faces. There's some great racing going on. The weather it's got a little bit wet now. So we've come in for a bit of shelter into the race office and bumped into these guys. So Heads Up Racing, Mr. Ian Purr. You're here, obviously enjoying the Manx Grand Prix and also with the team, Ian?
Yeah, we've come over to Marshall. So we've brought Heads Up. The youths involved in Heads Up build the bikes and they take part in the races either as marshals or as pit crew, or a couple of the lads are riding and then I ride as well when I need to. But this time we're over to Marshall with these 3 and we're also lucky enough to be here with Alistair Cowan and his race team. And they've got Dave O'Johnson currently sitting 2nd, Craig Neve 4th and Chris Cook is 5th or 6th, I think it is, in the senior class.
In the Manx Grand Prix.
Yeah, so it's awesome. We're sharing the house with Alistair and Colin and it's really good because not only are we getting to see it from the marshalling side of things, but we're getting to be part of a team in a very tiny way, but it's really nice.
Awesome. We've got to tell the viewers about Heads Up Racing. It's a pretty amazing organisation and what it does. So fill everybody in on it.
We're a charity that started around a race team. The kids involved build the bikes, and then they come to all the events as pit crew. And I'd say we've got 2 young lads that ride for the team now. We've got Callum Pert, who's my son, and Finlay Milne, and then my other son Gregor is part of the other side of Heads Up when he's not playing rugby. So the charity works that we'll be working with unemployed kids. We've got groups of kids that come on a Friday night, which is John's part of that. So Friday night the workshop's open to anybody that wants to come along, and we'll just buy a load of chips and set them down in the middle of the table, and then some of the lads and lasses work on bikes, and the other ones just sit there and watch bike racing stuff on the telly and stay warm and keep safe and not be causing a nuisance to anybody, and just see a different side of life. And then Ollie, who's another lad who's with us, is part of our unemployed group that we work with, and these guys just got the opportunity to, right, we're going to Isle of Man, we're going to Marshall, this is the day we're leaving, are you want to come? So
not a bad way to spend your Friday night, is it, John?
Oh, that's really good. I've been part of it for, I think it's about 5.5 years now, and the way I started with Heads Up is I was just kind of one of these quite quiet people at school, and I got invited onto a group with Ian. And I'd always been into cars and bikes my whole life. And one of the days when I got to go down to the workshop and I seen that, I can get involved with this sort of things, I went straight headfirst into it. And from there, I haven't looked back. I've been able to get a job into the motor trade and progress my mechanical skills further, and getting all these experiences. Without Ian, honestly, I don't know where I'd be.
Start crying in a minute.
And Gregor, it's pretty ace what your dad's doing, isn't it? And then you get to sample the delights of the great organisation and do it with your brother as well.
Yeah, I think it's great what he does, and my brother is always involved in the racing side as he's one of the racers. I tend to come along and do the marshalling sides of things, and I'll go to the racing and I'll help out however way I can. Just trying to be as much help, but it's really good what he does, and it's a lot of help to a lot of people, I think.
It has. It's a wonderful charity. So if anybody wanted to support it and help it out, how can they do that, Ian?
There's several ways. They can look on Facebook. They can find my Facebook, Ian Pert. Dead easy to spot because it's the only one you'll find that's got bike racing on it. There's also the Heads Up, which is spelled HEDZUP, and they'll find the Heads Up Racing. I've got a page as well, but I'm not very good at updating that. But we do try. And so you can just get in touch. If MD would be interested, if MD wants to just find out more, just get in touch. If MD's kind enough to find out more and we want to try and support us with what we do, that'd be amazing. We've got the motorbike side of things. We're trying to build an outdoor centre for kids in the mountains of Scotland, just because kids need an adventure, and that's what's missing in life. So we try and give them an adventure, whether it's coming to bike racing, whether it's building race bikes, or whether it's going climbing or hill walking or whatever. We just try and show them that life's really good, but you have to put a wee bit of effort in and grab it, and it doesn't grab you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Changing so many lives. It's great. I want to plug your book as well. I mean, it's a bit of a cheesy book. Bit of a cheesy book.
Oh, thanks for that.
No, that's not what I meant to say.
I was so proud.
Bit of a cheesy plug, but it's a great book. You've got more than one book, right?
Well, I'm still writing the second one.
Yeah.
Back in 2016, me and Jim Hunter, who's one of the travelling marshals, in fact he's one of the main travelling marshals, and a guy called Ronnie Russell, who's a former TT rider, we filled a van with food and clothes and drove to Romania in the spirit of what Joey Dunlop did, and ended up actually in the Ukraine after that because it seemed like a good idea to take a detour. Sort of wasn't. And when we got back from that, I thought there's a story here, and I wrote a book. I've never written a book before, obviously, and I wrote a book and got it published, and we've been selling copies of that. I think we've sold about 500 copies in total, and we've still got copies left, so if MD wants one, get in touch. And it is the story of what we did and our experiences. And then in 2018, we drove to, where did we drive? To Syria, because that seemed like a good idea. Well, we came back from Romania and said, well, all the stuff was kicking off. Syria was not very good, and people were starving, and thought, well, where would Joey go? And Jim said, well, he would go to Syria. So, right, okay, that's where we're going. So we drove all the way across Europe, all the way down through Turkey and right to the Syrian border. And I've been writing a book about that since we got back. But the first book, I found it really easier to write because Gregor was in a swimming club, and I would take him to swimming, and I would sit there and try and avoid the swim mums by writing the book, and just but then COVID got in the way, and I thought COVID would be great. I'll be able to just sit there and write my book, but actually your head's not in the right place. You have to be just I don't know, I've just struggled to do it, so I'm halfway through it, and I will get the second one written eventually.
Great.
And I'll tell you when I do.
Yes, please do. It's a great read. It's a great charity. Please do check them out. Once we share this, we'll share the link and everything. Boys, thank you for coming in, marshalling. It's really important, very much needed, and great experience for you guys. Thanks for chatting to us. We just joined us in doing a little two-wheeler. So here at the Derby Day, we bumped into the Neen boys. So 4 of you have been out racing today, is that right? So young Billy's out there at the minute, and then it's only Phil that's not managed to get out. So how was it out there for you, Kenny?
It was okay actually. It was a little bit sort of like got to be careful because I have not ridden that bike on here before.
And what bike are you riding?
I was riding CBR RR 600. It was okay. It's like it's a parade, but sometimes it's not a parade.
Yeah.
It's like
a
little bit of mist comes down,
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
Great.
excellent.
No, I bet you can't go slow.
Oh, Billy's just come in.
Go for it. Thanks, Phil. So Norman, how was it for you? Did you have a bit of fun out there?
Oh, I on the big XJR 1300. I'm surprised how well it handled too.
Yeah.
I was really giving it stick.
Great.
With the silencers off it.
A lot of noise.
Great.
No, it's good.
Really good day though, wasn't it?
Yeah, what have you been on, Richard?
Dan's the bike that's usually up Victory Cafe.
Okay.
Took that out for its annual run.
Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah, took it steady. I don't want to damage it, so or myself, because you don't bounce these days. You snap. So just good fun. Yeah,
Get yous all together and get yous up here and supporting Billy as well, right?
Yeah, he had his first race today.
Yeah.
He had his first race, so so he's happy.
Mega.
I think he's looking forward to his proper first meeting there. So,
Yeah.
but he's got plenty of time. He's only 13, so you know what I mean. So he's got it all ahead of him, hasn't he? You know.
Well, listen, passing the baton, so got to keep our eyes out for him, haven't we?
Yeah, it all starts all over again in a way, really, doesn't it? You know, 1 though, not 5. Yeah, that used to be a little thing with my mum, I think. You know, the 5 of us out there all racing away, but she was very good. She never really said she just get on with it. Yeah, just get on with it. Enjoy it, she said, because you'll regret it if you don't like it.
Exactly. Well, listen, gents, I'm going to let you get back to it. Thanks for chatting to us again.
Yeah.
And enjoy this, the rest of the event. This weather's a bit damp, isn't it?
It's Derby.
Yeah, it is Derby, but it's great, isn't it? Some of the bikes that have been here.
You got most of the day in anyway, so it could have been a lot worse. Could have given me a total washout, couldn't it? So, and it's great for the club. Brings a few quid in for the club. So it wasn't a lot of people turned up.
Loads of people. They had 5,000 through the door here today. 5,000 customers, which is awesome.
Fee bob in the
Isn't
office
it?
for the club, isn't it?
I don't know if they were charging with it today.
Oh, weren't they?
I don't know.
All right.
They were charging. Yeah. So that really helps a small club like this, a small circle like this.
Actually, I met 2 guys. They were at the Ginger Hall when Dan retired in 2017 on John Chapman's Honda.
Oh yeah.
And they had a few pints together, and they were telling me a few tales, and when they seen Dan's bike there, they couldn't believe it, and I let them sit on the bike, and all that, and they were going, no, and I was going, yeah, get on it,
Yeah.
And they were just absolutely made up, So a guy was from France and another one from Denmark.
Right.
But, they followed Dan, and you just said, we were saying, what a nice lad he was and all that, and the crack they had after, because, he'd retired, so they had a few beers, so it was nice to meet them, kids sitting on it and stuff like that, so it's been a great day. Yeah, it's been a great day.
Well, listen, I think the last session's going to go out, but
I was supposed
yeah.
Oh,
were you?
No, I was, but we decided not to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, nice one, guys. Thanks so much. Two-wheeling. So for the Manx Grand Prix celebrating 100 years, we've got quite a great entry of Manx men here this year, including this gent here, Mr. Ryan Kringle. Ryan, it's great to see you here racing with such a great team set up as with Mistral Racing. How does it feel to be part of the centenary?
Yeah, no, it's been good. Obviously, this is my first experience with the Manx Grand Prix altogether, but to be part of the centenary year and obviously have such a great team behind me on my first go at it, it's nice to be here, yeah.
And how has it been getting that bike out?
Yeah, it's been good. Just because I've never been on something that's the same age as me, just had a couple of teething issues with myself, nothing to do with the bike, just had to get myself comfy on it. But yeah, I think by Wednesday we were happy with where we were with pace-wise and where the bike was at, so we made a decision as a team to keep the bike ready for the race now, so less stress. Hopefully everything goes okay tomorrow now and enjoy that.
Great. And it's such a shame, Jamie. You were supposed to be here, weren't you, racing? And sadly, your ride fell through. But you can still hear and support your brother.
Yeah. It fell through like 3 weeks before the event. Just hasn't happened. I've had quite a rough year in general. I've been up every day, every practice, just helping out, doing what I can do, just to be there and just to help out.
And what's next for you?
I don't know yet. I'm wanting to try and get back to the UK, do some short circuits before the year's out. I haven't done an awful lot this year, so I need to get the cogs turning for next year already, and just get some stuff sorted, really.
And as brothers competing on the same course, insane course, and we all love it, do you obviously swap notes? But how much time do you actually spend together working on your track knowledge?
It was asked us at TT as well, and to be fair, not a lot, because we came into TT this year and Jamie had only done one TT as well, and there was so much thing when we were doing laps, me and Jamie were doing them with somebody else at the same time, so we could get as much knowledge as we could. But once the sessions had finished at TT and we'd both sit in the truck together and have a bit of a talk there was stuff there that Jamie told me that took me that next step forward at TT, and yeah, it was just we're both still new. Even next year, it's only his third year, but obviously the lack of laps he had this year is, he's still on the back foot. But yeah, 3-5 years, as they say, see where we're at then.
And you got great experience here at this particular event, so great encouragement for Ryan here as well.
Yeah, we had a good run last year, to be fair. The practice week couldn't have went any worse, but then come race day, I actually did more laps race day than I did throughout practice week, which is, people say I have a bad practice week for a good race, and that's how it turned out last year. Yeah.
Awesome. So tomorrow then, what do you expect, and what are you hoping for, Ryan?
There's no expectations, just go and enjoy it, and hopefully, as long as we see the finish flag, I think we're all going to be happy in here, so that's the main aim. Obviously you've got your own quiet goals, but there's no point screaming and shouting about it. We'll do what we can do, and what I can do on the day is all I can do, so if we finish and we're all going to have a drink after, I think we'll all be happy.
And you'll have a drink anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I bet you've got so many friends and family around the course. I mean, your home track, so it's, how many people must be out there filming you, taking your pictures, sending you messages of encouragement. It must be ace.
No, it is good. It's good. It's always good to have the people out there, and you can actually learn stuff by the videos they send you as well. You can see what you're doing wrong and learn by them. But yeah, it's. I think tomorrow's going to be a bit of a different experience. But because I've not been on the bike since Wednesday now, the island was still quite quiet then. So obviously people come over for the weekend as a festival. But so I'm sure it's going to be a lot more people on the hedges tomorrow.
Ace. Well, listen, gents, have a great final day. Thanks for speaking to us. I look forward to seeing what you both get up to next. And have a great one tomorrow. Yeah. All right, you just join us in doing a little two-wheeler? Yeah. Well, sadly, that is it for 2023's Manx Grand Prix centenary celebrations. And wow, what celebrations there were. There's been some phenomenal racing, some records broken, and some pretty fantastic events to celebrate those 100 years going on around us. So the one thing that stands out for me was being there up on the start line when those legends on two wheels and two legs were there for the Made at the Manx parade lap on Saturday. I mean, to be up close, so close to those beautiful pieces of machinery and history was pretty special. So yeah, it's still very much goose pimples moment, pinch me moment. Has been multiple times here, quite frankly, this last week, and it's just been an incredible. This Manx girl, yeah, is emotional, having been a part of such an event. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I cannot wait to come back next year. Stay tuned to Two Wheeling Classics. We've got lots more content coming your way. We've certainly been reliving our passion here at the Manx Grand Prix 2023. Welcome back. Well, sadly, that is it for the day for us and racing. The clerk of the course, Gary Thompson, you've been hearing his name quite a bit this week. They've had to make the decision to cancel that junior race heading back out. The travelling marshal went out to check the course just before the bikes were due out and deemed it not fit for racing. So it wasn't safe for racing. So sadly, that junior race will not be going out today. So now it means the organisers have that tough job of organising the schedule for Monday and trying to squeeze in 6 races on Monday. So it's going to be jam-packed. It really, really is. But it's going to be one exciting day. So if you're not here and you're not booked to come over, it's Bank Holiday Monday. Come and enjoy the fun. There's 6 races on the cards there that you can come and enjoy. So they're packing up, as you can see, just behind us. This is the fuel tank, so they're packing up the pits, closing down for the day, and sadly, there will be no more. But we will be back on Monday with 6 races, so we're really looking forward to getting the new schedule, and we can update you as soon as that is available, but we will be back live once again from here on Monday. But tomorrow, don't forget, we're heading up to Derby, so we got lots to come from Derby and the north of the island tomorrow, all day tomorrow, actually. So make sure you join us, but for now, Two Wheeling Classics, relive the passion. Welcome to the Isle of Man Manx Grand Prix, and boy, we can't wait to share the content that's going to be coming your way in and around the event.
Two wheels and a 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, there's going to be plenty of racing coming your way. But we're going to cover as much as the people in and around that racing.
Maybe what about the Manx Grand Prix? Oh, crikey, that's what's up there in the stratosphere, you know.
Sounds and the smells, hey?
Oh, it's like nothing else. Get the Castrol out going again.
And you need a stepping stone. And the Manx is a good stepping stone.
They've got legends flying over from all over the place that were made at this great event. And of course, we've got entertainment. There's all sorts going on around the island. So we're going to share as much of that as we possibly can with you.
back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashport Racing RT45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. Two Wheeling Classics. Relive the passion.